A new Heritage Foundation report says immigration reform is going to cost taxpayers $6.3 trillion with a T. Just what we need in America, a conservative think tank to join the anti-immigrant left. Political Diary editor Jason Riley, the author of Let Them In, joins me now. Jason, first things first, how did Heritage arrive at such a gargantuan number?
Well, Heritage posits that a person's worth to our society is measured by what they pay in taxes against what they receive in public benefits. And so they calculate what these folks would receive if they become legal immigrants, if they're amnestied, over time, whether it's educational benefits, roads, defense spending, their share of it, that would accrue to them, health care, and so forth. And they come up with this number. And I guess it's inflated somewhat by the passage of Obamacare, which is accruing
a big new benefit.
Exactly, a big new benefit.
So
right.
Are they assuming that immigrants are basically just here to take welfare and not to work and productively add to the economy?
That seems to be the case. They're not taking into account what immigrants add to the mix. Yes, they come here and take a job, but they also buy homes and cars. They get their hair done. They get their nails done. They create economic activity, which leads to more capital investment to service more people and more economic activity, which means companies need to expand. They need to hire more people and so forth. So another way of looking at immigrants is sort of economic stimulants. That they also bring
right kind of economic stimulus,
yes,
right,
they bring
Jason?
Economic activity to America. That activity we'd rather have done here than outside of our borders.
Yeah, Jason, one of the things that this report asserts is that immigrants' children don't do better than their parents necessarily. They don't move up the social ladder.
Yeah.
So we take these people in,
Yeah.
and golly, even their kids aren't going to help the country move forward. Is that right?
Well, what you need to be wary of when you look at immigration, particularly Mexican immigration, because it's still ongoing on a large scale, is be wary of averages. Because if new people are coming every day or every year, they're going to skew the advancement or the perceived advancement of the people already here. So what you really want to look at when you want to measure whether immigrants, or Mexican immigrants in particular, are moving up the socioeconomic ladder, you want to use longitudinal studies that follow the same people over a period of time. And when we look at those studies, when it comes to educational attainment, income, home ownership, and so forth, yes, we do see progress, just like we saw with previous immigrant groups. We do see progress among Hispanics.
Is there anything real in this number? Are there any costs that immigrants do add?
There's certainly costs to immigration. Immigration is not cost-free, I should say. But economics is about trade-offs. It's about weighing the cost and benefits of alternative courses of action. The real question with immigrants is, are we better off notwithstanding those costs, many of which are upfront, many of which are borne by border states? And the question is, in the long run, however, do they make our economy more efficient? Are they productive? Are their children and grandchildren productive enough to make sure that those upfront costs are worth it? And that's why you need a dynamic scoring, they call it, of the cost of immigration. It's not just looking at averages or taking a snapshot.
Yeah, Jason, implicit in this heritage argument, if you can even call it that, is that we only need to take in high-skilled immigrants, college-educated workers. You also hear this sometime on the left.
Yeah.
How do you answer that argument?
Well, I don't presume to be that intelligent. I mean, there are centrally planned economies that have tried that. They've decided that a bunch of smart people can sit in a room, Mary, and decide how many electricians and college professors a country needs, what the cost of milk should be, what the cost of a Buick should be, and so forth. Soviet Union comes to mind, Cuba comes to mind, North Korea comes to mind. That doesn't work. Here, we like to let supply and demand, the free market, make those determinations. So I say let the market determine which skills we need in our labor markets. And if the people who have those skills think that they can get a better return on their human capital, they'll continue coming. If they can't, they won't. But I don't presume to be smart enough to know exactly which skills our economy needs today or tomorrow or a year from now or even 10 years from now.
But we do know one thing, and that is not to take this report very seriously, a black mark on the Heritage Foundation for sure. Political Diary editor and author Jason Riley, thank you so much for being